dealing with drug use and possession in our schools. Okay, it is okay. Sorry about that. It's kind of early in the morning here. Let's go back to this for a second. Okay. So I woke up this morning and it was my intention to provide this flyer to the community because there was a scheduled public hearing this week on Friday for our code of conduct. And it's not there this morning. It's been taken down. So there are some other things there this morning. We'll go take a quick peek. Um, There's a work session on Monday, and when we go to the news releases for this month, we go back to the July news releases. It has been removed from there too. There's nothing that says anything about this public hearing. Now, there is something about the code of conduct for July 2024. It says that the code of conduct for July 2024, and I'll search this for you guys so you can see. Let's go home. Oh, well, that was too far home. Hold on a second. Da-da-da-da-da. It's Monday morning. So apparently they had a meeting on when they canceled the meeting on the 10th because of the tornadoes, they rescheduled that meeting for July 17th. And apparently on July 17th, they just went ahead and approved the code of conduct. Okay. Now it was on the agenda to be approved. And like said, there was a public hearing for the code of conduct at the end of this week. So now that the meeting was canceled on the 10th and they didn't the only thing they did to post the rescheduled meeting was publish it in this little corner box on the website here, right? That's all they did. That's your public notice, is right here in this little box. That's all you get for public notice when they change these things. Okay? So then you do code of conduct, right? And you go down here. When it comes up, my internet's running slow. We'll probably close some of these things. And now we got to find the one for 2024, right? Because a whole bunch of them show up. 17, 18, 15. Didn't show up that time. Let's try this. Code of Conduct 2024. There you go. We got some more recent results. And we're looking for July 2024 right here. Wednesday, July 17th, 2024. Approval of the code of conduct. So this wasn't scheduled yet. Understand that, guys. They went ahead and used the bad weather opportunity to approve their code of conduct ahead of time while nobody was watching. Okay. This should not have been scheduled yet. This should not have been on the board yet. There was no reason for them to, like, even if they did it on the 10th, and even if it was scheduled for the meeting on the 10th, that public hearing on the 24th or 26th, I apologize, should still be holding. They still have to have a public meeting on the code of conduct. They just have to. I just got to delete this talking thing here. Okay. And we're going to add the camera back on here. Sorry, guys, bear with me. Just 1 second. It'll be back on your screen. There we go. Okay. So here's the thing about canceling the public hearing. All right. Because that's really, and I know I look like crap. It's Sunday morning. I did not intend on doing this, but I'm also not going to wait all day when my kids are up and running around. I have a life to live too. right? And that's the problem is they do these things when nobody is looking. So they pulled the public hearing off the why did you pull the public hearing off the calendar? There's no reason for the public hearing to be pulled off the calendar. That is the one spot where your staff get to go and speak to you publicly, where the staff can say, listen, we don't agree with this. And that message can get communicated to the public and the parents in a way that is valuable and important. Okay. And not only are you messing with the public record, isn't this a direct violation of your little disciplinary thing? Right? Because I'm pretty sure you have to have a public hearing on these types of things, period. But y'all already got in trouble for disciplinary issues. That's why the code of conduct is such a big deal. You're telling me that this isn't like a double violation right here? That's insane. And you wonder why we have a bad relationship with people. Take this, you want the positive in this? This is a lesson in trust. This is why families and staff don't trust you guys. Whoever in the agency it is that's making these decisions, this is why we don't trust you. Because you turn around and you not only do you fail horribly in communicating things to families, you just don't notify us. You don't notify us. If you were going to cancel the public hearing, it should have been posted just and rescheduled. I don't care if nobody has showed up to your little public hearings in 3-4 years. I don't care if you've been sitting at an empty room waiting for us to show up in 3-4 years. That public hearing still has to happen. You guys and your $100 million worth of new marketing team need to do a better job of putting this information out to the public. And if you're worried about security and if you're worried about more than 30 people walking into the room, then you get out of that little suffocating boardroom and you find a different venue. Lesson in trust here goes both ways. Your staff isn't going to stop complaining about that code of conduct until you guys start doing about it. Till we all start communicating clearly. And when you make decisions like this behind people's backs and you don't notify them, we have trust issues here. I understand that you don't want to talk about drugs with the families. Too bad. Ask your friends at the SPD for more security. Get OGs against violence. Just have an honorary seat with you at the table. Get some real trustworthy people. They're out here. Go find Officer Brandon Hanks. This was a really bad choice. This was a really bad choice on y'all because y'all knew that y'all should have known this was coming. Like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. Like, why do we shouldn't have to watchdog you guys? And I'm watchdogging you, and I'm gonna watchdog you, but I don't go to the finance meetings, and I've respectfully stayed away from you guys out of concern for harassment for almost a year. What do you guys want? Do you want me at every single meeting? Like, I will try to come. I'm a mom, but we shouldn't have to come. There should be a little bit more clear communication and trust in this venue here. Canceling that public hearing was a really, really, really bad decision. The way you canceled it was a really, really, really bad decision. And I get it. You're not worried about the parents. I understand what it is. You're worried about your teachers union, and you should be. You should be. You should be worried about them. It was a real good decision for you to cancel them classrooms on them hot days because I would not blame them parents not for a second if they did just not show up. Syracuse City owns this school. Those are basically city employees. You may hire and fire them, but they are owned by Syracuse City. And all the people in DSS and all the people in foster care, all of them have air conditioning. And I get it, it's going to take a little while, but you should be scared of that teachers union. You really should be scared of them. And you need to stop making horrible decisions like this. Why cancel the public hearing? Okay, maybe not sit there for the entire 2 hours that's scheduled for it. Maybe making an executive decision to close the meeting 45 minutes after nobody shows up. But don't use things like bad weather to pull sneaky fast ones on 50,000 people in this county. 50,000 people who give a real big damn about what's going on in these schools. This is why we have these issues. The opportunities, the traditional points in the system that we are supposed to be using to correct these issues, address these issues, and make sure these issues are functioning are being taken away by who? Who made this decision? That traditional system in this school, the way the school is traditionally designed, it does work. does give everybody a voice, whether you're pro air conditioning or against air conditioning or pro something or against whatever else there is to talk about. The traditional system has mechanisms in the school buildings to address those things. The problem is in the absence of whatever, they're running on its, like, the train has no conductor right now. The train has no conductor. So the plant's continued growing, and it's grown weaves in and out. You know what I mean? Like, it's just gone out of its way because we're not doing the way things that should be done traditionally. Have your meeting. Have a public listening session at the minimum. If it's not going to be a public hearing, now you need now we deserve a public listening session at the very least. Whether anybody shows up or not, whether you do it before August 31st, before I have a chance to show up or not, those are decisions you get to make. But speaking of decisions somebody made, let's talk about the original decision that caused all of this for a second. The decision to cancel the board meeting on the 10th of July during all of those tornadoes. Whoever made that decision, that was also a bad decision, and I'm going to tell you why. Policy 1510, for the way those board meetings are set up to run, has instructions for emergency procedures, has instructions for how to run a meeting during an emergency, but has instructions for what's going to happen during an emergency if there's a standing, whether national community emergency after the meeting. Okay? And heaven forbid, something happened to our schools, had our schools not been bomb shelters, and had something happened, all of your board members would have left the city. They would have all been stranded in different places, with or without power. The next time, because there will be a next time, we will have other incident events. There's something like this happens, and they are scheduled to be in one place, and those people are already in one place. They should be reporting to that one place. They should be there, ready to make the decisions, ready to open the doors. If we need shelter, if we need housing, they should be accessible, not scattered into all the pretty little parts of the city to go check on their fucking cars. And with that being said, I'm going to go cook some breakfast. Happy Sunday, y'all.